Hello, all. Welcome back to Melanin Madam. Happy Friday Eve. I hope you're ready for a long weekend. This weekend is a holiday weekend. And I literally just remembered why I was saying it. I'm so excited. Get some rest. I'm going to have our co hosts introduce themselves and then we will get started.
What up, y'all? It's the famous homie. Happy Friday Eve once again. Cheers to a long weekend. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And make sure y'all like them comments up.
It's Friday for me, so fuck the Eve. It's already Friday for me. There we go. My name is George Rabanero. I'm your IT project manager by day, cigar enthusiast by night. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please, when you guys comment or engage in the comment section, keep your comments constructive. Let's go.
And you can have a difference in opinion. It's just how you say it. Some of y'all are jerks. I think you wake up to just be mean to people. Was you bullied in school? Do you need a hug? I'm sorry. And we forgive you. Okay, so our topics for tonight, we have no clips because your girl didn't feel like it. How about that? So I wanted to know because we hear all this dialogue about what Kamala hasn't done and all of these different things, but I want to know, what do people think that vice presidents do? What's their main responsibility for a vice president? Because I can't even name another vice president, but all of a sudden we expecting this vice president to have saved the world.
Um,
Okay.
I haven't. I don't know, to tell you the truth. I can't sit up here and act like I know what a vice president is supposed to do. I assume if the president is not supposed to save the world, the vice president certainly isn't supposed to save the world. So, um, I think honestly, it's like this is like a hard topic right here,
Mm-hmm.
um, with the presidential thing, because it's always anybody over Trump. Always. I mean, we do not want that racist redneck motherfucker in office. Just period, point blank. It's anybody over Trump. But I think a lot of the black community, and this is hard to do because this is a partially black woman, but but she has done so much damage to the black community with her power, and it's a lot of people is hard to forgive.
Allegedly, that's what people believe. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so a lot of things that she had her hand in back in the day that that did damage to us. So a lot of people don't want to let that go. It's hard to just overlook something that someone did. And I think that's more people's issue. So they're gonna start being petty about X, Y, or Z because no one wants to talk about the real problem that they have with her. And those are the things that she was part of in the 90s that did a lot of damage to us. So I think it's more about that. I don't think it's more about her supposed to save the world, from our community. Now, of course, the other people are going to try to make her look like this failure and can't do this and can't do that and incompetent this, incompetent that. They're going to all come at her like that, which is all bullshit. She's not incompetent. She's not stupid. She's not a failure. She's not none of those things. Um, I think just from our community, I think that's where the backlash comes from.
So what does a vice president do? That was my question.
I answered it already, but I added my 2 cents in after that too. I answered
Oh
that.
no!
I said,
Oh, you think that's what a vice
that,
president does with their
no, no,
role
no,
is, like their
no, no,
actual
no,
role?
no, no. I made it very clear in the beginning when I said I'm
No,
not
no,
going
no.
to sit and
You don't
I
have to
know
say it like
like
that to me. I'm asking you, did you answer? Because I don't remember
yeah, no, no,
what
no.
a
So
vice
I'm saying in
president
the
does.
beginning, no, no, no. I'm that's what I'm saying in the beginning. I said that's my first thing I'm gonna say.
I
I don't
thought you
know
said
what
I
about
don't know what one does. Okay, I thought you did. Okay.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay. Jojo, do you know what a vice president does?
In the American context, no, the political procedures are perhaps not the same. I'm not aware here in the US. In the countries that I'm from, the prime minister, which is the equivalent of the vice president here, would be conducting official visits to other countries. Obviously, if the president is not around, the vice president here takes place. Uh, and it's on more on those lines that their roles would be. But I suppose some of them translate here too, but I'm not sure. I'm not well versed or informed in the specific roles of the vice president here in America.
You actually are. I wasn't, but that's what a vice president does. It's the
Ah,
same thing.
okay.
Mm-hmm. That's what a vice president does. The only other thing is different that I'm not sure, or in addition, is that they're a tiebreaker. So they are a part of voting and being a tiebreaker. But they do, to your point, they carry out what the president tells them to carry out, same initiatives and things like that. And then that was it. It was just supposed to be a simple lesson, not a debate. I wanted to know if people knew what a vice president does because everybody says she didn't do anything as a vice president. I don't think that they know what she had the capability to actually do.
That's right.
Who is
That's right.
saying
Right.
this though? Who are the people that are saying this?
In
Is it
social
the
media, it's
media?
all over
Is
the place.
no, I'm saying like, is it the media? Is it like people on social media? Like, who's saying
Yeah, just
this?
social media people. Yeah,
So
like our regular
ignorant,
people.
basically ignorant people.
That's why
A
it
lot
kind
of
of wasn't a debate. It was just one question that way. Yeah, it's not about that. Because here's the thing. I believe we talked about it last week on the show with Ro and I, but our K cousin and hey niece. The foundation, right? If you're going to have a valid point and you have a platform and it has all of these people at the core of what you do, I feel like it's our responsibility, especially if you want to be pro-Black, right? I'm being pro-Black. I'm saying I'm protecting my people. Then I don't have to lie to you. If the reason truly is because of those reasons, because that was on Rose Show last week. A lady came on and was like, I'm not exactly for Kamala, and she's Black. I'm not exactly for Kamala, but not Trump either. But she listed some of the reasons why. And those were some of the reasons. That's valid. We could talk about that all day long. And that was educational for us as well, because we didn't know a lot of those things that they didn't agree with that she did back then, right? Whole different debate. But at the core, stop saying what people are telling you to say. She didn't do enough as this, as if she was a savior. They kind of did the same thing to Obama. And so that's why at the core, I'm like, let me start asking some questions because I didn't know that answer either. I didn't know all her initiatives were exactly his initiative, like the president and the vice president. So it was just something to learn. But that's it. On road shows, that's why she keeps telling you guys to join. They go more into politics over there. For me, I want to guide how we look at politics because also we have 3 cabinet positions open and nobody's talking enough about those. We're not talking about the stuff that actually helps boost the president. And so that will be next week's question. Do people know what those positions are? They need to start looking at them. So let me tell you, would you get divorced after 39 years, like Judge Mathis? What would be a good reason to get divorced after 39?
damn, that's a hard question to answer.
Right?
I mean, shit, a good reason. I can't think of a good reason. Maybe think of a reason.
If there was infidelity involved with someone, that is a no-no. You slept with my sister or my brother, someone slept with a sister or a brother, that's a no-no.
I mean, it
Slept with
depends on when you got married, though. Like, if you got married at 30, you've been married for 39 years, that means y'all about 70, right? That's about
Yeah.
70.
Judge
So,
Mathis in their 70s.
I'm just saying, for me, actually, from my perspective, do I really give a fuck about infidelity at 70 where I'm a divorce like that? Like, I don't know, man. Like, at 70, who's even still bumping uglies like that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I would, yeah. It wasn't a
So there's
really
a good
strong
reason
reason, but I
if the
would
person
think
comes out of the closet.
maybe that. Like, okay,
Maybe.
yeah.
Well,
no,
for
I'm saying
men and
like
women,
Okay,
it's
so
different.
that's what I'm saying.
for me, if
That's
she
what
comes out of the closet and says that she's into women, my first reaction is, when was this? 40 years ago.
they should have been said that shit, nigga. Like,
Y'all
We
ain't
could have
shit.
we could have worked something out.
You didn't have to stay in the closet for that. Like, what you talking about? Like, no, but
No,
yeah,
for
damn.
me,
Like,
yes, that'd be
I can't
amazing.
see a real reason to get divorced after 39. I can't see one. Like, if we mad at each
Yeah,
other, fuck it. You don't have to sleep in a room. I'm gonna
yeah,
sleep in like
uh,
get divorced after
yeah.
39 years. I can't
If
see a
if
reason. I
if
can't see
you
one.
if you have sex with my brother or my dad,
That's low key incest to me.
Bro, that's impossible
After
though. That's
all
a
those years,
situation where a 70-year-old sleeping with your
I would leave.
100-year-old dad, bro.
And I'm just
It's not
saying
real.
have
that's
you
the reason
seen
why
Judge
I would
Mathis'
leave.
wife? She look young.
But his
I would
dad got to
leave.
be 100 if they 70. If that's the case, like if they 70 by now,
It,
their dad
it,
got to be
it could
100.
be my brother.
Oh,
It could be my brother. My brother. If I have a brother that's 15 years younger than me, yeah,
Bro, if
I
my
would
brother
leave.
not my
I
wife
would
when
leave.
we 70, that's more power to you then, bro. Like whatever, I don't give a
Which
fuck.
is why I would leave. Well, maybe you would stay, but I would leave.
I wouldn't see a reason to get it. Fuck that. We gonna die together. We stuck
Not my
39
y'all
years.
live together
not my
What you
brother.
gonna get?
Look,
till death do us
you
near.
You gonna enter the dating pool at 70? You gonna enter the dating pool at 70? No,
shit.
no.
I'm gonna be a sugar daddy for real at
Oh
that
hell,
age.
bruh.
I'm gonna be a
You
sugar
gotta
daddy
start thinking about
for
What?
real.
kids and all this other shit at that age.
Yeah. I give her the house, I give her the car, I take my retirement money, and I go to Costa Rica. I'll be fine.
So what if there was a baby? What if a baby came from it at that age?
Yeah, I wouldn't care. Honestly, that's a shit. I wouldn't
Are
give
you
a fuck.
If a
I'm dead
baby
ass.
if a baby came from okay, so in this case, if a baby came from it, if they're 39 years married, let's say 40, let's assume they married at 18, that puts the woman at least 58.
No,
I
I
don't
just
know that.
told you they age. They age is near 70.
Okay.
Only
So okay,
did the
if
prenuptial expire?
okay, if the man cheated on someone that was young enough to
No,
have
I'm
children,
gonna talk about the men. You gonna talk about what you
The
would do.
women,
You,
yes,
Amanda,
yes. What would you do if
you
she had
always
a
trying to
baby
speak for
there's
us.
no way she
I'm
can
not.
get pregnant. There's no way she can get pregnant at 70. I just
Sir, a woman just had a baby. I
possible?
think in Africa that's
that-
90.
It's
that's not.
unlikely, but it's possible.
It's very unlikely.
Can
I
we stay
don't
on the
feel.
topic?
Let's go.
What would
Okay,
you
okay,
do?
okay, okay.
Hypothetically speaking.
I'm gonna run with this impossible hypothetical.
You get on my mother. Oh, Jesus in heaven.
If okay, if a child came out of it, yeah, I would leave. I can't. Not after that long. You can't do it. That's betrayal to me. That's betrayal to me. I would not.
Brother,
Like I said, I'm not dying alone at 70.
I
I'm gonna be
should.
mad as fuck, but I don't think I'm getting a divorce. I'm gonna be mad at the mother. Don't get mad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just gonna be
But
cool, but I'm not
Right.
dying alone. I'm not
you
entering
did say
the
get
dating
a
world at
divorce.
70,
That's right.
and I'm definitely not about to die alone at 70. So I'm just gonna
Yeah,
have to be
but
mad.
if you say divorce, okay, so if we're using the technical term divorce,
Yeah.
perhaps I'm not divorcing, but I'm definitely separating. I'm leaving. I'm out.
What?
And no, I don't have to file. She doesn't have to file. I guess,
Well,
which I've seen happen. Some people stay married legally, but move on and do their lives separately. Um,
oh, then another question. In a lot of states, if that is your wife and she gets pregnant, you're legally responsible to financially take care of that child.
fuck that! I'm filing yesterday.
Death
Fuck
do us
that!
part. We 70. Fuck it.
You already
Fuck
married. You still
that!
want to
We
take care of
already
the
married,
child.
bro.
No,
Like I said,
and
you gonna get
and
you gonna
have
get
my
on dating
pension
apps
and
at
have my
70.
pension. My pension. Fuck that.
You gonna get on dating apps at
Wait,
70?
I wonder if they could get back into Social Security. Maybe Social Security will pay for the kid.
Fuck that.
So supposedly
Fuck it.
that's what happened. Judge Mathis is a baby involved, and that's why the woman filed for divorce. I can't see starting over at 70.
That's what I'm saying, sis. That's exactly what I'm on. I'm not starting over at 70. We just gonna have to get through that shit. Fuck that.
No.
Like
No,
we gonna have to get through it. Fuck it. I'm not
no.
starting over at 70, bro. Dating
And,
again at 70?
right. I think
Yeah.
that
Why?
question is a little harder for men because you'll be the one with the woman, so you'll be the one with the baby in your home more than likely. It's easy for me to answer because that little they go be in the house with me. Shit, who would send your child to a 70-year-old?
Right, exactly. I mean,
But
I'm
the
just
girl
looking
was
at
young.
I'm looking at it
I
from this
think so.
perspective. My pops is 70. He's 71 this year, and
Mm-hmm.
as you know, he lost both his partners, my mom and then fucking his
Londa,
girlfriend. So he don't want to date no more. He's exhausted. He like, I'm
I don't
done. I'm
blame her.
cool. He's 71. What the fuck he want to date for at 71? Like, as much as he
I
love
wouldn't.
women, he don't want to date no more. He's done. Like, and I could see myself being on the same thing. I'm not gonna give a fuck about getting out there and trying to be on a dating app and date at 70 years old. What the hell? Nah,
It's a no for me.
I
we gonna have to
guess
work it out.
I guess the way I'm answering this, I guess there's always the option of choosing to be alone. And I so if someone would prefer to be alone, I can see how they would choose to divorce and be alone. Now, if they divorce to go date, yeah, I'm with you, Ron. I don't know what's out there. I don't see what's out there. If you're divorced to go date,
Who wants to be alone at 70 though? That's like I said, those are your last,
I
you know what
wouldn't
I'm
want
saying?
to.
Who wants to die alone? Nobody wants to die alone, man. Nobody wants to sit at their house and be alone and die
You just
alone.
said the
Nobody.
same. If you didn't divorce, and if you divorced after 10 years, I thought so. That was the answer to the yeah. If you don't remarry, some stuff reverts back to your ex-wife, especially if they have a kid in that marriage. In some
Exactly.
states, I've been watching what's that called, paternity court. Woo, shit. Some of these people, they are literally stuck paying child support for a child that you always knew wasn't yours. But here's where they effed up. Men, if you don't believe the baby is yours, do not sign the birth certificate. Because if you sign the birth certificate, even
You're in.
if you're in paternity court and they say, oh, okay, that's the father now, you child support don't just come off of you. And the worst part, because you assume legal responsibility, is that if you go to court and try to get the child support taken and it will cause hardship to the home, you
it's
still have
Stockholm.
it.
I found that out today.
Yeah.
Everything that they're saying right now, I just found that out today.
Oh, really? What was you watching?
Uh,
For sure.
lawyers having a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's some shit for people to know. So now we're going to jump into the topic and hopefully end early so I can go try on some clothes. I have something to do. Y'all know I'm late for everything. Don't do
Oh,
me. Don't. I'm going to be ready.
we
I'm going
won't.
to be ready. Y'all know I'll be late. I'm always late. Doesn't being unhappy, unalive, you too fast. At that age, I think I would have a stroke. So why not pass on happy and alone? Why settle? I agree. I think that other things at that point so get incorporated, right? If you had a horrible marriage for 39 years, and even though you had great years at the beginning, then you had kids, then it was horrible. Now your kids is gone. Once your kids leave, from what most people say, I think that then you're stuck there by you and your spouse. So the kids are not there anymore. You start to notice everything you dislike, or if they put their hands on you, or if they did other things. At that point, I think your desire to be apart is stronger. For the ones
Yeah,
that stay, I don't think they would be settling because, like Rama, they don't want that.
that's what I'm saying. And they said like why not be happy and alone? You're not going to be happy alone. You're not at 70, 75. You're not going to be happy and alone. It's not going to be happy. It's going to be depressing.
Mhm.
Not going to be a happy
I
Uh,
time.
agree. I
I would
agree.
say we talk about the men that end up in these old folks' home because you didn't marry, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. I'm sure all of us know elders that are in the house by themselves, but the women manipulate their fucking kids to stay. How many
Yeah.
of y'all are taking care of a parent you should not be taking care of? And it's your mother, not your father. Because you're right. We're going to put their ass in a home. You didn't do what you're supposed to do, bruh. But your mama, oh, she did this for me. Oh, I have to do that. Some of y'all's ruining your whole damn life.
Right.
I'm because it's because you want to know why? Because she wanted a companion. And instead of having a companion, she had to raise her children. And she
Yeah.
felt like it was safer or whatever the reason, or she chose bad fathers. Whatever the reason, y'all at this point now, and she don't want y'all to leave and cleave. Why y'all think so many men can't do what they're supposed to do either? They still breastfeeding. Uh
Damn.
at 38.2. But women are expected to stay and help take care of a baby when a man has one. Let me tell you something. PSA. I'm not taking care of no baby. That's not my baby. Will I help? Will I acknowledge that child? Will I treat that child with respect? I might even treat it like my own, depending how it acts. But I'm not expected to do shit. And I'm not going to do it. Don't piss me off. Don't talk to me like that. Because I'm not expected to do anything. You and her created that problem. So you and her work it out. Consider me the aunt, but not an aunt like Skylar and Kiera. No, I'm done.
See,
I'm
that's
just
what
gonna
I was
cut it
going
off.
to say about that. It's Hilda. One thing, and I agree that they are expected, but one thing I will say about that, especially with women, women have to stop giving a fuck about expectations, especially of this fucking world. Stop caring about, and I know it's not that easy, but fuck
Right.
with people. Fuck that shit. Like, fuck these motherfuckers. Like, fuck them because we know it's bullshit. Like, so what if they expect you to stay? If you don't want to stay and take care, then don't fucking stay. Do it for you. Like, fuck these motherfuckers.
That was
I
his
hate
PSA. I didn't have a not pink microphone. I done took them
it.
off.
That was my mic. Exactly. Here we go. That was it right there. I should have picked it up
Why are women expected to stay?
because I
Because
think
it's not just infidelity, brother. You gave me a permanent reminder. Everybody can't get over that. Some can, and I don't think it's nothing wrong with it.
I'm gonna tell you why from just knowing a lot of men who aren't around their children and stuff like that. Like I think it's more of some men figure that I mean naturally women's bodies are the portal to from non-existent to existent. So I think a lot of men feel that women are natural nurturers, women are natural caregivers,
Mm,
natural naturally have the ability to take care of a child because of the bond that is formed within the womb. Um, Unfairly so, a lot of men feel that when y'all naturally got this, we don't do this, and to a certain extent, you can say, okay, that makes a little sense but however, you also have a choice to step up and try to be there, like and be there, not try to be there, and be there. You have a choice as a man to make, like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm about to stay here and fucking try. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the reason why a lot of men expect that from women because they feel that they're supposed to. Which is, I'm not saying I'm agree with it, but that's what I think they feel.
I think so too. I think they think our motherly inst. Oh, so amazing point. Let me tell you something, man. At the core of a woman is a woman. Do you know that that's what most of us fight to get to? You don't want to be your name. You don't want to be mom. You don't want to be TT. You don't want to be your office position. You don't want to be wife. You want to just be your name. So you keep some part of yourself. So let me tell you, when you hurt her to her core, and her core is her, and then you expect her to nurture from what? You planted dirt. And a lot of y'all don't apologize. You don't try to make it right. You don't then move on and set clear boundaries. You allow another bitch to come inside that girl's home and do all kind of shit. And guess what? Sometimes it's through the kid. The kid get involved and they got a smart ass fucking mouth and they going back and forth lying. They doing all kind of shit they're not supposed to be doing. And you expect her to nurture from what? Because it was built on her. She didn't even get a chance to heal. Do men think about that? She didn't get a
No,
chance to heal. That same 9 months that was running, she was running with those 9 months. She probably didn't even find out at 9 months. So she had a split second to make a decision about her whole life that just flashed before her eyes. And you want her to be nurturing. Well,
I,
if you want some more hand that rocks the cradle, go ahead and do that.
I think it just goes just this topic goes a long way because men never consider what the woman goes through in no situation. Like another situation related to it, it's and I'm not saying no men, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying just the mass of it. The belief is like, for instance, if a man get a woman pregnant and maybe they neither one of them wanted kids, they just
Mhm.
happen to slip and get pregnant, the nigga automatically is like, bitch, get an abortion, get an
Right,
abortion, get an abortion. I don't give a fuck. I'll pay for it. Go do it. You know I don't want no fucking kids.
right.
When they're not thinking about the physical, mental, and emotional trauma that a woman goes through when she gets an abortion. She could die, first of all. It's not a
That's number
guarantee that
one.
you're going to survive an abortion, okay? And if you do, there's effects. It hurts, first of all. Second of all, it fucking hurts. Third of all, the mental,
Her soul
emotional,
and her body.
right, her soul and her body. So all the trauma that a woman goes through with an abortion, men don't be giving a fuck. They be like, get an abortion. But what I say is, no, nigga, think before you bust a nut, because it's a
Because you could
possibility.
have
You
did that too.
know what I'm saying? Like it's a possibility that, not to get off topic, I'm just bringing that up, saying that a lot of times, men don't consider, what the woman goes through. It's like you guys are expected just to, boom, just fall in line, do this, get an abortion. I'm leaving, take care of the kid. Just expect it. You know what I'm saying? Which is unfair. So I just wanted to bring that up to relate to that.
I would agree. And Hilda said, don't, or cousin said, don't say her name like that.
Oh shit! How I say it then?
She likes being called cousin. She don't want to be called her name.
My bad.
She said
Okay,
that's
I'm
me when we don't call her cousin.
okay. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, cousin, cousin.
Jojo, what do you think?
Uh, okay. The expectation to stay on the woman, I think that is because men hope that the woman realizes that in most instances the sex was meaningless. Um, and they hope that the woman understands, and that's why they would want the woman to stay after the infidelity. If a child is involved, obviously you have to deal with that reminder all the time because it's a permanent reminder of that transgression. But let's say a child is not involved, then it just happened one time, and that's it. I think the expectation of the woman to stay is because the man is hoping that the woman understands that it was meaningless. I don't. I Well, and not all instances of cheating are out of vice, but if the instance was out of vice, what I mean by vice is everything is fine at home, you have nothing wrong with your partner, nothing's wrong at all, you just wanted variety. You were tired of something and you wanted, or you're not tired, you wanted to experience something else or something different. Now, there are some people who, if they have issues going on at home, like drinking, like smoking, like whatever they choose to do to cope, cheating ends up being a coping mechanism. But in a lot of instances, the sex itself isn't meaningless. It's not, I'm going to leave my wife and go be with this other woman. And men are hoping that his woman understands that he didn't have sex with the intention of leaving and going to be with someone else. That's why I think the expectation is that they should stay.
So, mom said, and she should say no and tell him to get a vasectomy. I
That part.
concur. I
That part.
concur. And they have
You
male
don't
birth
have
control.
babies. We have birth control too as men. You don't want no more
Mhm.
kids? Go get snipped, nigga. Why it always got to be the woman to go get an abortion or an IUD or something that's going to damage her body? Men can be so selfish at times to
Can
think
I
that.
address this comment when you're done? when you're done,
Oh,
can I address the
yeah,
comment?
go ahead.
Okay, so I think the comment made here, so John, thank you. Sex is meaningless, I guess, for men until women do it. Well, the reason why I believe that men believe that sex is meaningful for women is because women say that sex is meaningful to them. And if
No, we
women
don't.
say
We
that,
say
well,
making love is meaningful. When
well,
we cheat, we don't always cheat because it's a reason, but more of us do say, I don't cheat until I'm halfway out the door, meaning I'm done with you. That don't mean I'm in love with this other person. It just means I'm done with you.
Right.
When we try to communicate it, most men are not listening because they don't believe us. They believe emotions are attached. Everything is like according to what men believe. But when women are telling them we're talking more, they're not listening. I've said it like a lot. We can have
okay,
sex with no emotion. It's just sex.
I appreciate that you're explaining it to me. Um, I've never heard it until you said it. No
Hmm.
one have, and I've spoken to a lot of people and listened to a lot of them. Some try to navigate their words with them, and never have I heard that. I've never heard what you just said. What I have heard is sex is meaningful for us. It's a special thing. We do it with the person we love. I'm not saying that we can't have sex the way men do, which is without emotional attachment, but definitely for us, meaning women, it's
Thank
an
you, Paul.
attachment thing. So I've heard women say that, and that is the reason why I believe men believe
I got a
women
question.
when they say sex is
I got a
meaningful for them.
question. I got a
Yeah,
question. I'm about to
mhm.
drive it home. What's the oldest profession in the book?
Prostitution, but that's not most women that do that.
Oh, sir. That's we don't know if that's most women because I didn't say
Oh,
most women. I said this is how I feel and it's
um,
what we're trying to say. And now if we have emotion attached to it and that's the only and some people choose to do that because there's prostitution, there's escorting, there's YOLO. I'm just saying when you at these different places, it's not men only,
I
it's
I
women in there.
think I think that the women who engage in that type of activity is not the majority of women. I think the fact that they're not the majority has some weight, and also the fact that it is known that a lot of people who find themselves in those activities find themselves entering it out of necessity. If people had a choice, that is not what they would choose to do.
I just said a lot of them actually choose that. They are
No.
escorts on purpose.
So
They're
on
at
the
those naked nude
Why
beaches
you
and
making
or
that?
baby,
if I
baby,
have
listen.
if I had 1,000 women and 20 or 50 engaged in that activity, or 100, which is just 10%, I wouldn't think that then to turn around and does it exist? Yes. If if the majority of people don't do it, I don't know that I can lean on the 10% who do it to then say enough of them do it for it to be a strong point. I just believe
Hey, I'm
that
just telling you what us women really talk about. We also fake orgasms and do all other kind of shit. But if you don't believe me, that we can just
that
do
is
it.
true.
Okay.
That
For
is
everybody
true.
else that wants the nugget, I just gave it to you. So
You know,
then my question is, a lot of the men, it's almost a given fact that if a woman comes back with a baby, that man is gone. It's almost a given fact. But there are some men that stay and they be ride or die too. I be seeing that on paternity court. I wanted to shout that out. Why isn't the expectation there? Do you believe in society for the husband to stay if the wife gets pregnant outside of the relationship? And it was
That's
nothing.
that's easy in society. Men have
Okay.
gotten away with being absent for so long that that's now the expectation. Even in a relationship type thing or something that wasn't supposed to be that way. A lot of men get women pregnant and they disappear. They like run away from the responsibility. So
Oh,
you a lot of different instances where we were ripped away and all that
right.
stuff too. But the combination of everything, men have been absent for so long, it's now the expectation. So it's like it's normal when you see a man absent. It's normal. I mean, we see it all around us. A lot of these kids, they ain't got no active dads around. It's always the fucking moms. And some we see some relationships, and I've gone to these schools obviously with my kids over the last 19 years and seen the elementaries, the junior highs, and the high schools, and you see families and you see single women. You hardly ever see just a man there with the kids. I was probably the exception out of everybody around, who I was around. So men are expected, I think, to be absent. So because of the long time of us being absent. So I think that's the reason why.
That makes sense. If you didn't stay for, if the likelihood of you staying for your own is slim, it's definitely slimmer if you go out there and have a baby.
That that
That's why we be telling y'all women, if you got a good man, don't do it. You know, different than how we would get on him. We're gonna look at your ass crazy too. Cause girl, why? The dating
exactly.
pool got demons in it. It's safer for a man to get a vasectomy than a woman to use any contraceptive and get in their tubes tight. That's actually true.
Didn't know that.
No,
That
no, it's not.
it's birth
No,
control.
it's not.
You said it's not.
What else you
It's,
want to tell me about the woman's body?
I was talking about the man's body with a vasectomy, not the
But how do
woman's
you
body.
know it's
Hey,
not better than the birth control if you haven't studied both?
Oh, well, the studies are out there that the vasectomy is only a 50% chance after 5 years, drops to 25
Meaning safer for the
after
person,
7.
meaning for safer for the person being operated on, not safer as in the results.
95% of them result with infections after surgery.
95%. What type of infections?
95%
Allegedly
ends up with
based, those are
infections
his opinions.
after
Look it
surgery.
up on your own.
Hmm.
Okay, if I can just say,
Well,
um, when it comes to the woman, when it comes to why men leave when the woman has had pregnancy through her cheating, I think that the way a lot of men think about it is this: the point I made earlier of the 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 betrayal because of the belief that men have that if a woman slept with another man, it implies that she has some level of attachment to him, and they believe that partially based on what I said earlier, what I have heard women say. And I think the second layer to that is he's thinking if he stays with this woman, then the child by de facto of staying with the woman becomes my responsibility. And perhaps they do not want to take responsibility for something that they did not contribute to making. And perhaps that's the so those two reasons combined might be the reason why they want to leave.
I think, yeah. I mean, there could be some men that think like that. It's just crazy how that works because
they contribute to this, the selfishness for me.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm getting at here. It's like honestly, like I personally know women that that has had babies had on them in their relationships, and I watch these women, be emotionally fucked up over it. But guess what they do? They strap on them boots, and they even care for them other kids. Like it's no other. Like just on some like that's a baby, that's a child. Like it came from a fucked up position, but what I'm saying? I'm gonna be here, and I see the shit, so I'll be like, damn, like it's crazy how men just can't be that way. Like they just so caught up in their feelings. It's like F that me or I killed. Like I've heard niggas that say this type of shit before, and I'm like, damn, nigga, like, but you can go out there and have 2, 3 babies on somebody, but the second she kissed somebody, you ready to slit everybody's throat. Like, damn, like that shit is crazy.
It's
That's right.
very
It's not.
interesting.
It's not right, and it's not fair. I just thought that would explain. why I think some. But you're right. It's not fair, and it's not right. Perhaps a double standard. I'm not sure. I don't know. Perhaps one of those double standards. Uh,
A huge
yeah, but
double standard.
it's not fair.
Huge,
It's not fair.
huge.
That's true. That it's not a fair thing that women can move one way and men move differently in the same situation. I can understand that.
It's really unfair. I mean, we see it all the time. It's as simple as, let's say a woman has a baby in a marriage, two kids in a marriage. She gets a divorce. She marries another man and has another two kids. So now she's four kids. Both of these marriages didn't work out because her husbands, let's just say hypothetically, her husbands both cheated and she divorced twice. Now she's looked at as a single girl with multiple baby, single mother with multiple baby daddies who's a hoe and all this other shit when people don't even know the story. Like, you don't even know how she ended up like that. You seeing two baby daddies and four kids and automatically want to assume that she's a hoe. So that's
Right.
the standard of it when it comes to men versus women. Women get looked at as a hoe by doing that type of stuff, but if a man do it, they get kudos and all these praises and singers, which is the biggest double standard ever. They get to go start a whole family. If they're unhappy with a woman, they go start a whole other family with another woman and act like the other family don't exist. The other kids don't exist. They just move on with their lives. That shit is crazy to me. It's nuts, and it's no
We just
one
talked
fucking
about
says.
that the other
It's
day.
like, yeah, you got dudes around some of these men that watch this shit and don't say nothing. Like, just be cool with it. Like, we don't hold each other accountable as men, and that's the problem. Like, that's the reason why we stay in this, because men do not hold each other accountable, and men, we dap each other up and high five instead of telling that next man that you're wrong. You wrong as fuck for going to go start another family when you got 2, 3 other kids over here. Like, we don't hold each other accountable. We make it seem like the shit is cool, and that's why men keep doing it, because men don't check men.
It's definitely a double standard, twin. Hey, Rose. Yeah, I really don't understand that one. I don't, because for financial reasons, I get it. Nobody wants to, well, not nobody, because people adopt, you take another kids, you do all of these things. When it's infidelity involved, again, it's built on a hurt place. So can I understand why a man, a suitable man, does have the right to say that he wants to leave with no strings attached, not selfish, not nothing. You didn't do nothing wrong. You have the right to leave. But if you walk in with mud and then she do something years later or whatever, and now you want to treat her like you the best thing ever, which generally is typically the case, how come she could be there for you, but you can't be there for her? Especially
Right.
if she's telling you, I'm not emotionally attached to this person. I don't want them. I fucked up. I should have did whatever I was supposed to do in my marriage. What if she does that? Why wouldn't you stay and keep your family together?
Right. Exactly.
Especially these days, ain't no man head in no hole. Not most households. It's just not feasible anymore. Especially right now today, they're not heading whole households and taking care of every single thing in it and all of the kids. It's a part. It's more like a partnership, if it is that. So back in the day, do I get it? Yes, another mouth to feed. Um, Today, do I get it? Not the way most things are. And to your point, Robert, they're treated as normal. Like a dude could have all of these baby mamas and nobody will say anything. He won't even feel bad. It's very rare that you run into a man that does monitor that, care about that, um, and even when wrong, be like, this shit wasn't right. It's not really common. Or stop the next generation from doing it. It's cute because
Right.
you assume you always got a pussy to go lay in. Everybody not gonna keep dealing with you, sir. They not gonna be a part of the Joy Luck Club. I'm just saying.
The joy,
Fucking something wrong with me.
the joy luck club.
Fucking
Oh
something wrong with me.
shit. Oh shit. You did not just say
Uh-huh.
that.
Traveling sisterhood pants. I don't know.
But
Anyway, no, I'm not a part of it.
I'm
The ego
dead.
won't allow it. I think that's the real reason. Like Ron said, and he said it. He didn't say put the ego on top, but he said, what did you say? Put your pride aside. He said the same thing. Put your pride aside. At the end of the day, I think you should do what's best for you. In a marriage, I could tell you that when it's times where you teeter and wonder, should I have gotten married? That's reality. You wonder, should you have been a mom? You wonder, should you have fucking been born? So it's nothing abnormal about that. You do. So when you get in a marriage, stop being so hard in your marriage that you can't hear your partner. You can't understand when they're struggling. You can't understand certain things. It's not going to work. It's not real. What I can tell you is that if your communication was better and if we could be more honest with people and they truly understood it probably is a me thing, then you would just help me. If I'm saying I'm struggling with marriage right now, it could be because work is overwhelming. We got bills over our head. That's how things become stressful when you want that to be the one thing that you love the most. That's why it hurts so much. If we could see it from that perspective versus, I can't believe you betrayed me. Oh, I'm not good enough. All of those things, learn emotional intelligence. Then I think that we would be better. I do. Your partner should be able to trust you when they got something really bad to tell you before they do it. Before you do it, cheating is never the answer because when you're looking at your partner and telling them, I love you, none of that meant nothing, but something came from it. It did mean something. 1+1 turned into 1. You can never take that back. That's why I think men need to be the most careful because a woman could cheat on you and she could get pregnant and you know what she could do? And you would never know. But when you
Facts.
get somebody pregnant, she's gonna know.
Yep.
Y'all
Because
got
you
the
ain't got
most to lose,
facts. Facts.
right? We don't know how many. That's why I don't like that statistic. And I don't say more men have babies. I don't know that because I don't know how many times she's been to the clinic and she's not gonna count that, and that's unfair. How about that? You did the same thing. You just were able to take care of yours.
Yeah,
Um,
facts.
they're raggedy. That's why. I mean,
Hey, Raggedy. I can hear her.
the
I can hear her. Actually, hear her say that shit. They raggedy. That's why.
she said just like
what if what if the baby is not his?
Wait, hold on 1 second. It sounds like it boils down to how much partner respect each other and trust. Respect and trust. Trust is a big one. Vulnerability is something else. When you about to tell somebody something that's you mostly have to tell why it bothered you. You can't just tell somebody I'm unhappy. You got to tell them why. And you can't, it's not the other person, it's you or something triggered you because you let it get that far. So yeah, it could be a little scared. Yes, sir. What if you
I was
want to say
asking the
something? I was say
question.
saying that raggedy.
What if the baby is not his?
At what point? What do you mean?
The person who is the judge who is being divorced.
Uh-huh.
She's leaving because there is pregnancy involved. I don't know if the child is born yet.
A
But if the
baby.
child is okay, if it is later on found out that the child is not his, then what?
You mean would I leave?
I'm saying everything that we've discussed up until now. Do we have
Uh-huh.
the same energy? Does the energy shift? Does the energy change? Are we having a different conversation? Does the tone change? Or everything stays the same? I'm trying to gauge where we would be since we're discussing hypotheticals. What if the child is not his? Let's
For
say because hypothetically this woman knows who he is, and now it's like, hey, look, we did this, and I'm pregnant. But what if the child is not his? What if the child is someone else?
so I would say in pregnancy, if I was married for hell, if I was married for the years I've been married now, 7. If I was married for 7, if I was today years old and somebody told me something like that, and I had the type of marriage that they presumably have, I'm going based on them. Um,
Mhm.
if we were really close and I trusted you and you gave me no reason for doubt, then if somebody said that, we would question it and find out before it even exploded because I trust you and I believe you. But if in any way you've given me a belief that you are not capable of being loyal or faithful or any of those things, and I believe it, and now I just had to go through all of this because of what you did and what you've been doing, I'm out of here because I'm gonna feel like that's God telling me, girl, ain't you been through enough? Now you got to go through all of this, and it's out there. He ain't gonna stop after that many years. Yeah, I would, because now you just outright have lost your mind. I would. I would.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still leaving. You're jeopardizing my health. I don't think people get that part.
I
I
think
don't get it.
there's a healthy number of women that would leave, and there's a healthy number of women that would stay.
For various
'Cause it
reasons.
does. Yeah, I would think that it would change things if it's not, because people forgive people for cheating all the time, but
Heck
when you
yeah.
have a baby on somebody,
I,
I think that takes it to another
yeah,
level. When you
I have heard a woman say, if there's infidelity, I can forgive that, but I can't forgive infidelity with children.
with a
That,
child,
I've heard women say that.
yeah,
Wait, what the fuck? That's why they are getting a divorce. Judge Mathis had a baby. How old? Yes, that's allegedly. Um, it was on. It's been on the blogs that there's a supposed baby. Um, whichever one we look at, it was on there. Then it was on Tasha K. Then Bonnie Blue talked about it. Yeah, but that's why I said allegedly. Apparently, there's a baby. Baby means she's not pregnant no more. For me, but that don't have to mean that. It could be a pregnancy. But yeah, that's what the supposed reason is why. But I think after, I don't know. I think that because of the person I am, I don't, if that happened to me, I'm out because I'm a really good wife. I don't cheat. I don't do nothing. I'm a really good wife. Yeah, ain't no coming back from that. Oh, that's she get on my nerves.
I can
damn,
I
Rose,
can
shit.
hear her, and I
I
can
can
see.
hear
Look,
it
look,
so
I can see the facial
clear.
expression, like. I
With her hand shaking and
I
everything.
can see her.
I can see it. Oh my God. Yeah, at that age, it's a no. At this age, it's a no. She a mess. But no, not a baby. Mm-mm.
Yeah, maybe, perhaps not the baby. And I think even with the baby, the fact that it's so public now, even if it turns out that the baby is not his, the
Yep.
fact that she the fact that she can even that it's even out
It's
in the media
visible.
the way it is, I can see how someone would find it very difficult to go back
Y'all
just
supposed to
because of
be
the.
like y'all grandparents now. Y'all supposed to be living your best freaking life, like doing all of these things. And now, what kind of woman would I be if I still did all of these things and didn't consider the child? See, it's too much that comes along with it as well for a woman because you are a natural giver. You're all of those things. So even like Rashida and some, listen, it's people around me that their husband got whole babies and you don't see that baby. But I do know that they, at the very least, make sure that the baby is taken care of. And that's a whole separate topic on if you can be mad about that and all of those things. And as a woman and a wife, I'm going to say, if you knew that man was married, you know what you signed up for. I have no fucking chill for you. None. And that was before I got married. I felt the same way. I would never knowingly mess with a married man. Like, that's a no for me. So if you do, you never anticipate waking up on Christmas together. You never anticipate doing these things because that's not what you signed up for. And here's the best part. Don't call my husband no sorry ass daddy. Because guess what? You can send a child over here and you can spend half of your day with your family and do whatever you need to do. But as far as coming over there, nigga, this nigga got a whole chastity belt on after all of that. So no, he can't come to your house, bitch. You're a low down snake ass bitch.
What,
No, he's not
hey,
coming. You're
what did she
so
say?
crazy.
What did she say? But you could come too. I got a seat for you right here, baby. You could come too. I promise I'll be good.
Jesus.
We can have a shot.
Jesus. One day I'm gonna tell the story of my lovely invite. Jesus. I fucking forgot about that, Ron. I hate you. See this? Your own brother just exposed the fuck out of you. Okay, that's cool. Damn, other than that, if we are that old, we have to stick it out. That's what Rob said. Judge
That's what I'm
Mathis
saying.
disappointed in you. We said the same thing. Like, we're not starting over. That's why I said, hey, check this out. If you want to deal with my husband and you have a baby, just know it's probably not going to be good. I'm not going to make you comfortable in any way, shape, or form. Bitch, I don't care if you spend every Christmas for the rest of your life by yourself. Y'all, I'm going to start acting right. No, you're not.
Yeah, right.
No, you're not.
Okay. Cap. That's Cap City.
In the case, in the case, is do people ever, or do
Y'all know
people
I
here
got a
ever,
real
consider?
husband, right?
You do have a real husband. An actual husband.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Okay, let's see. The mistress signed up for Christmas night. Baby, not Christmas morning. Tell them so. People don't think about what you truly signing up for your child when you intentionally do these things. Like the little psychiatrist lady was trying to tell Nick Cannon and Cam Newton. You cannot go around starting all of these homes or houses and not build a home. Then you go with the wife where you ready to live your life. This is the one you're looking at like, I want to marry. You didn't want to marry these women. Do I understand mistakes happen? I do. But they had said they intentionally, was doing these things. That's different. That's even worse. You wasn't even bonded. Look, y'all. Last thing. He did that whole effing interview, Newton. He has a baby mama and girlfriend. I didn't know they were still together based on the interview. You talking about when I find my wife and I'm going to want more kids. And she said from who? He said from however they come.
Wherever they come from, he said.
And he said,
that nigga's burnt.
Is it possible that he had a conversation with his girl about having multiple kids with other women and she said okay?
I don't think so, because she been doing a lot of posting. Very funny. She wasn't in my timeline for a while. Then all of a sudden she popped back up. So she's saying things like, I love serving my man and doing this and doing that. Like, she's trying to talk in parallel to some of the things that he said so that it doesn't look so bad. But I'm like,
But she has said that before though. I've heard videos of her. I've heard videos of her saying the same thing in the past.
Yeah. But she also talked really bad about baby mamas and said she would never be one, and she would y'all bitches is stupid. That's why I just don't believe in calling a woman or man stupid unless I know them personally, know everything that went into their decision, and I don't particularly agree with it. I think you're being crazy. Other than that, if I don't know the variables, like, I never would say nothing like that to my brother. He would never say nothing like that to me. And there are times we haven't wanted each other to be with somebody because we didn't like the hurt on their face. But you still don't do that, right? For her, she created her own shit.
If I could ask a question,
sure.
And also have the other people in the comment section get involved, because they're very active. I actually like that. For these high profile people, and I believe there's an element of being high profile that makes that situation more difficult to control, per se. In the case of Cardi B and her husband, do women think of getting ahead of the situation and perhaps taking it on head on Like, I know you're high profile, I know you're a man, and I know that this is what men do. Let me just get ahead of it. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna, and then get ahead of this of the situation. So one, make sure no babies come out of that. Number two, it doesn't get publicized as it has, and people make arrangements like this to where it doesn't come out. Do the people ever think about that?
I think they do if they agree to it. The problem is like with those guys, they say all the right things and act as if they want to build a family and they cuddling and cupcaking and I want to be with you for the rest of my life, and then boom, you cheat. Now if they say it on the front end, this is what I want, like the sister wives or polygamist, any of those that say it from the beginning. That's what I want for my life. I am going to have more than one wife, woman, whatever it is. Then you technically don't need to get ahead of the problem because it's not a problem. It's That's what you guys are doing, and you guys are doing it, right? So the problem is it becomes a surprise to her as well. She didn't sign up for that. And so that's where the problem is. But if you did it the right way, like the women we've done a couple of shows with, they're all with the guy, they're fine with it, they dress alike, they do all of these things. That's what the problem is. So she gets ahead of the problem, or we get ahead of the problem by saying, I don't desire a man who cheats. I want somebody who is faithful. And if you're not that person, it's okay. And the next man comes in and fixes what the last man did, but then adds some other shit. So they lie.
Yeah, but you can't. I don't know. It is true that a lot of things can be solved by having upfront conversations. That I agree with you. That's what marriage counseling is for, and all those different things. I don't know. Well, again, if we're having the conversation discussing what should happen, I have nothing to rebut to everything you said. But because this is not how people live their lives,
No, it's not.
you know, are we? Can we discuss it in a way where people are dealing with this real time? I would
Yeah, I
suggest,
just did. In real time, I suggest everybody, not men or women, stop fucking lying.
yeah,
Until you know what you
from
want for you, stop
yeah,
fucking lying. And here's the best
yeah,
part. I could want something today, and that's how I feel today. But if it changes, then I'm supposed to say something and give that person an opportunity at that time as well. But let it wholeheartedly be that I changed. Don't let it be I've always had this secret desire and now I've let it build up too long and it won't go away. Don't let it be that. Like, discuss your fantasies, everything you can before you decide to be together. Build that trust. If you don't trust that person, how you want to bring a whole seed on this planet? At least trust them to the best of your capability. You know what I mean? That's you gotta the men, you have to be with that girl forever. And you are in the most vulnerable position. She could lie on you and say anything she wants to, from domestic violence to child support to anything. And she could drop the kid off with you. I mean, I just don't think we should keep putting ourselves in these situations and saying, well, I would have did it this way, but the likelihood of, it working out, no, the likelihood of you getting what you wanted, because you get it much faster if you're the good person. If you tell the truth, you shrink your pool, right? You shrink your pool. That's just reality. We don't do
Facts.
it for selfish reasons. All of us. We got to fix that.
You do.
So
100.
that, that is it, unless the fellas have anything else to say. We were supposed to talk about um, JoJo's experience coming here from Africa as well. So I'm going to move that to the top of the show on Tuesday if he is available. If he is not,
yeah,
on Thursday on our day for sure. You are okay. Tuesday at the top of the show. We'll do that. And then we'll go into the topic that I picked for that day. But as you guys see, it's just like when you come into my home. If we start talking about somebody, the shit leads off. I be having to reel people back in. Should I be having to reel myself back in? Because in my head, I'd be like, okay, you got the perfect debate. Just say it. And I'd be like, that don't even match right now. But that's what happens when you're passionate. So it is what it is. But we will be back next week. with those things. We did not forget. So, brother goes last. So, you, JoJo, any
Yeah.
final statements?
On the topic at hand, I mean, it's really hard to argue against um, what was put on the floor, which is, yeah, do as much work on yourself as you can so that you know what you want and have it all on the table up front so people know what they're signing up for, know what they're walking into, and you give them the option and that choice. Um, yeah, to that point, that'll be it. Like, share, subscribe. I like the engagement with the comments. I actually really enjoy it. So keep that going, and see you guys next week.
Awesome,
Yeah.
brother.
I would like everybody to just look at themselves and start being real with themselves, and that goes across the board. Like, be real with yourself. Be stand up to your own, live up to your own expectations, and we can kind of kill the double standard narrative by ourselves if we just hold ourselves accountable. So if we hold ourselves accountable and think about what is logically right and what is logically wrong, and what's logically fair and what's logically not, we can go ahead and kill some of these narratives. So make sure y'all come back next week and check us out, because we will be back bringing that heat. And make sure y'all do have a good night. Like, subscribe, and share, and tell people about this show, because we talk about real shit. Peace out.
Good night.